Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Superfluous. That's right, friends. Once again, we are back. We are back with another live stream. And here we are. How are we? I don't know what Divine's saying, but how are you? I am okay. I've had a big day. Sort of. I actually had a bigger day yesterday. Guess what? I did some motherfucking yoga. And by God, if it didn't help, it fucking helped massively. I feel good. The stream to end all streams. I hope it's not the stream to end all streams. Otherwise, there'll be no more streams. And I'd be sad about that. Stretching is essential. It was so good. The girl who took the class, because it was in like a group format, the girl who took the class does like she does like lessons privately, but I didn't want to go up to her because she's like roughly my age. So I didn't want to go up to her and be like, hey, want to do some private lessons? Do you know what I mean? Because I actually want to do yoga, but I didn't want to come across as being seedy. So I'm going to ask the person who runs the group if they'll ask her how she feels about it. It's kind of like being back at school again. You know what I mean? Do you like my friend? That kind of shit. But with yoga. So it was so good. It was so good that it just worked so well. It's exactly what I need. Stretching, moving, breathing, meditating, all of that sort of thing wrapped into one. No kind of impact on me joints and stuff like that, and goes fast or slow. It's like an hour, so it's not too much. She had a scented candle. She had incense, so she's into smells as well. So I was quite, I was keeping an eye on that. I was like, I wonder if next time we do one, I'll take me diptyque candle. You know what I mean? I'll take me narghile candle, see what happens. See if she likes it. I did notice that a candle had tunneled though. Stuart, good news. My friend has arrived in France from Japan and he is posting the parcels today and tomorrow and Friday. He always posts them one at a time. Like you put like one or two perfumes in each one. Because he's like, oh, I don't want them all to get caught. And I'm like, mate, none of them have ever been caught. They don't care. I'm sure they come over on the tunnel anyway. You know? So, anyway. I don't like the way the cat is looking at our duck. No, he's giving me the eyes. He's the one who scarred my hand for life. Greetings, can he go? Divine, Juro, Dushan, Stephs. Turn on, tune in, drop out, welcome. I was going to wear Alex too, but God of Fire has taken over my life. Third day in a row. Of course, I can't wear any perfume 2 days in a row. It is a rule, you know? It is a rule of mine. But I have got a really itchy fucking foot. Exercise is good, works wonders when I had a herniated disc. Mate, it's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that fucking works. Hopefully just in time for Christmas. If they come before Christmas, I'll be very surprised. But if they come before Christmas, I'll be very happy. I might wait until after Christmas to send it, if that's all right. Because I imagine the post's going to be fucking heaving and I wouldn't want it to get lost. What up, Jay-Z? Boosack Noodle? Quack? Woof? Moo? How are you? Ask if she'll blow your diptyque out. I'm sure she would if I asked nicely. Scent of the day, Tom Ford Moss Bresh. Oof. A lot of people jealous of you, including me. Dmitry Nestorov. Welcome. How are you? Did you wear yoga pants? I did not, Christina. No. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll get some. Estonian. I have B1 German. Started learning again because the labour market sucks dick. So I'll get to see one and recruit with it unless I look into a role sometime soon, says Divine. Evening Western Ood. Spine Mashers here. How are you doing? Tom Ford Tobacco Ood 2024 Reserve Collection, says Spaced Out. Never heard of it. Do you know what that is? Dimitri says, Scent of the Day YSL Jazz BPI. Quite good formulation. Nice. Set a deadline of April 1st to get to 500 hours started a day. Good grief. There are a couple of new faces in the chat tonight, so I am delighted about that. Christina and Dimitrij. Forgive us if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Veskovska. That's the last. Christina Veskovska. I'm all right once I've said it a couple of times. I get there. Evening all. Welcome Tim Wilcox, a man whose name I'm pretty familiar with. I'm wearing Muster Selber as I work my way through Les Indomables. Bought Rose de Jamal, wired up to a portable ECG machine today. Jesus, are you all right? Fine by me. Leave it up to you. I will inform you as soon as it arrives, mate. And then after that, nothing's a problem. Scent of the day's Hiram Green Slow Dive. I tried is it Hide by Hiram Green? Yikes. Couldn't hack it. Couldn't hack it at all. Too thick and dense. Wearing Lidge today in honour of 2005 and Rambo. You'll have to explain that to us, Tripler, but welcome. Doing good, Duck, with the name, I mean. Nice. And I think this is the first live stream I caught. But I've been here, roaming here and there. Well, welcome. Welcome to you and Christina. Greetings, Fleet Street Barber. Musk Ravageur today. How about you, Rich? Sorry if I missed it. No, you haven't missed it, because I haven't said. Scandalously, I haven't said. I decided to wear, welcome Zach, I decided to wear my guilty pleasure fragrance. And this is Le Male L'Essence de Parfum. I hate Le Male. This is, for some reason, this hits the spot really well. Really enjoy this stuff. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. This stuff's fantastic. Just the right amount of sweet. Just the right amount of base. So you've got like the leather and the vanilla. It's potent, but it's not overbearing. I put on about 6 sprays today, so that's a lot for any Le Male, I can tell you. Because they're big units, and they will eat you if you're not careful. They will consume you. I've got a really itchy foot. What's going on? It's been itchy for a few days now. Hyde is a fierce perfume. Reminded me of winter green. The stuff you used to warm up your muscles before a footy match. Aye. Deep heat and stuff like that. big perfume, that. Big perfume, that. Reminding you of that, yeah, it is. Excuse me. Greetings. Oof. Supply and demand. This is Lidge plus God of Fire equals chocolate sex. Goodness. So just putting some stuff on my foot to stop it itching. Why's my foot itching? It's down the side near my heel. It'd be ironic if I got athlete's foot, considering I'm not very athletic. Anyway, it's not athlete's foot because it doesn't smell or anything like that. It's just one part of my foot keeps itching. I think it might just be dry. 2005 for the Ram year in review, and what a year it was. And Rambo, because he's a one-man army. Rambo Ramsey, got it. Got it. I am obviously slow today. Ramsey did do a 2005. I haven't got to the end of it because of the time difference. He tends to post videos at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning my time. So like, if I'm still awake, I'll put it on and I'll watch a chunk of it, and then I drift off blissfully thinking about like vintage perfume and stuff like that. I mean, there's worse ways to go. And then I never get to the end, so I never see what was number one. If it was 2005, for me, off the top of my head, it'd be Dioron. And that's just off the top of my head, though. There could be a Madness Serge Luton in there somewhere, you know. There could be a Chanel. Could be all sorts. Loads of stuff came out in the mid-2000s that was good. Descend into the Absurd. Hey up me duck, I'm wearing the Man Cobalt by Milton Lloyd today. Cheap and decent. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than a bargain. You know, I often say it. You get a lot of fragrance for a little bit of money. You're winning. Good evening, peeps in Gallo de Hermes. Thinking about some of that. I was smelling Violette Valenca for some reason today. Very nice. My new sweet vanilla love is the 2023 Eau Noir from Dior. Vanilla, you're saying? Dior hot in Eau Noir. Vanilla. Yes. I get more lavender. I get like a spicy lavender with a hint of coffee. You know? Allegedly, there's a strawberry in here, and I'm not sure if I was projecting or whether it was really there. I'm sure I used to get like the slightest of strawberry in the back, like an aftertaste. And it's a brilliant fragrance, Eau Noir. It's just been so dark and dingy. We're getting to that part of the year. The solstice is coming up. Today is the 14th. So next Thursday will be the solstice. So it'll start getting lighter. We've only got another. This is literally the darkest part of the year. It was dark. It was dark by about 4:20 today, 4:30. It's the speed at which it gets dark as well. Frightening. I wore my 2006 Dior Homme today in honour of Ram's list, says Panda. Nice. They must have had a right laugh signing off that Lamal bottle. Yeah, I imagine the designers of the bottles, and this is the best one, I think. It's lean, it's muscular, it's angular, very clean lines. If it had a decent cap, which none of them do, they don't have caps, these. But if it had a decent cap, it would be a really good bottle, that. It's definitely come from the admirers of the male form side of things, has it not? You know? Eau Noir can smell like strawberry ice cream under the right conditions, says Paroli. That's I have a Fumery Turk in my cart, almost 50% off. Thinking of clicking buy, says Pirulli. You'll never get it cheaper than 50% off, mate. And it'll only go up in price. I can't see them going down. R&D says, what are we saying? A head as a cap. I was thinking about that, but to be in like proportion to the body, I'm not entirely sure how you would pull that off, you know, like without it ending up looking like something from like Easter Island, you know, all head and no body. I can't lie, those bottles are shocking today. Feels tight. Yeah, they do feel tight. I think Jean-Paul Gaultier always had that trashy side to him. I don't know if you're from Europe, Aaron, but they used to do a show called Euro Trash when I was young, and Jean-Paul Gaultier used to get on that program all the time, and I'm sure Coeur de Jean was on there as well. I'm sure Coeur de Jean was on there. But I mean, but the bottle doesn't matter at all. It's about the juice, I guess. Well, you don't wear the bottles, but it is nice to have a nice bottle. It's nice to have a nice bottle. It's all part of the wider like the wider experience. But I wouldn't let a bottle put me off buying a smell I really wanted, like I did with that Melt My Heart. I bought a tester. Yeah, you know. I must put it right there. Fumery too. Since we spoke of chocolate sex last stream, I've received Alice Ladore's Russian Oud 2. It's in the running. Oh, do you like it? Want to walk and smell like strawberry ice cream under the right conditions? Did someone say vanilla? And Steph pops up. Yes, of course, it's a concoction of spices, Indian curry, but its base is vanilla. I get heavy association to Caron Poronom. Gotta love it. Welcome, Pio Benson. How are we? I'm totally fucked up, but I'm fucked up in Cologne, Paula Swat. Oh dear. What's wrong, Pio Benson? Are you okay? When people count sheep to fall asleep, Rich counts vintage bottles. It's just me happy place. You know, I've been in a good place actually recently. The yoga's really helped. Like, I'm surprised how much of a good place the yoga puts us in. I've been in an ever improving mood this last week. Rachel Gray says Eurotrash was the nuts, Pee and Popo. I was like 10, 9, 11 around that sort of time, you know, the mid-90s. I was born in 1985, late 1985. So I didn't get all of the in references, do you know what I mean? I didn't get all of those like little references like, that went straight over my head. I mean, to be fair, if I watched it today, half of them would go over my head today, because I'm not like, I don't pick up on loads of stuff the first time I watch it. I've got to watch something a few times to get it to really brew and like macerate, if you want, in my head. I feel bad I haven't bought an Aaron Terence Hughes in years, says Supply and Demand. Don't feel bad. Picked up a bottle of Elvis for $25 today. Did you get some, Rich? No, but I did find that, right? And I saw it, and I was like, I don't know how I came across that. I don't know if Jonathan put us onto it or whether I put him onto it. There was some kind of like crossover going on. Something was going on. He either told me or I told him something. But that Elvis is absolutely outrageous, just because it's called Elvis, and it's nothing to do with Elvis Presley, I don't think. It's not like a celebrity fragrance, as far as I'm aware. Jonathan got it and got a cup with it, and I thought he would quite enjoy that. He would quite enjoy that because he likes a good cup of coffee, you know. Picked up a bottle of Elvis. I would be uncanny if my bottle of Lamar was watching me from my cupboard. Yes. Welcome, MJ. You are wearing Burlington 1819. Don't bother. Yeah. But the bottles don't matter, all about the juice. Girl on new X-rays tanking hard. Won't be surprised if they're discontinued soon, says Pradeep. How do you know this, Pradeep? I saw one on eBay for £350, which is 150 under the retail price. So it's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. I did accidentally buy a bottle of Eau de Sud today. That wasn't meant to happen, but that is a, what is it? That was a mistake. The person was selling it for £70 and I offered 45, thinking, they'll not accept that. And then they did. And I was like, oh. So I got a bottle of Eau de Sud. I think it's a modern bottle, maybe. I don't know. Still great though. Afternoon eye smell, how are you? I never catch these, says Rachel Grigg. That's not to be a head, it's a mannequin because he's a designer. Spaced Out says Chris, the CEO, made a top 10 list and put an actual porn clip in the video. Oh my god. I'm not sure who Chris, the CEO, is off the top of my head. I'm not sure I know who that is. Yeah, it's really nice to see nice bottles in a cabinet, says Aaron. Yes, it is. I bought Lune Feline Extra 50% off. Let's see how this goes, as the original was not bad for an animalic vanilla, and I'm a vanilla addict. An animalic vanilla addict. That one's Epic Panda, my number 2 favourite vanilla ever. It smells deep, balsamic, very high quality. Welcome, Keith. Euro Trash was the nuts. Doesn't smell as much like cardamom pastry. Those tones are prominent in the EDP. I'm looking for a really, really good cardamom fragrance. I would really like a high-end cardamom fragrance. Maybe they need to jack them up to 4 digits. Glad you've been in a good place recently. Thank you, Aaron. Germs, welcome. He's wearing Gallo as well. Someone else was wearing Gallo, says he. Still have a crush on Antoine de Caen, says Rachel. Eurotrash was presented by Antoine de Caen. I love that guy, says Sandra. Welcome, Sandra. Divine says Burlington is great. There is dissension in the ranks. We'll get a bottle eventually with that 20% off bottle for 2. Roger has now. Oof. On the guilty pleasure theme, my go-to was Burberry Brit Man. That was all the rage a while ago, wasn't it, though? Loads of people thought that stuff was good. There was was it Burberry London as well? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Paroli, I did buy 2 of the extras, and I knew a few of the die-hard girl fans who bought some. I too thought that girl on extras would get discontinued, says Sandra. I've been through 2 in no time of the old ones. Nice, you're probably forbidden visiting bars. Eurotrash was pretty racy for its day. That and the Word. The Word was, it had Katie Putrick on, didn't it? West Cardamom fragrance is definitely Xerjoff Starlight. It's not, man. It can't be. Welcome, Eugene. Hey, buddy. Oh, I did start looking for a ventilation. I did start looking for a vintage Jubilation 25, looking at $700 to $800 for 100 ml. My God, that's the going rate based on eBay. Don't. Quite the range of opinions on Lune Feline. Cardamom is nice. Is a Villaresi as is Villaresi Ambra duck. It's time you tried it. Yes, I should try it, shouldn't I? Welcome, Galfar. How are you? I thought about Musk by Villaresi as well. I've got a sample of that, and I'm just not arsed. I just think it's a little. It's rosy. It's musky. It's a little bit powdery. It's well made. You know, it's a good fragrance and it's well made. It's just not for me. I'll try the Ambra though. I keep getting battered about these Lorenzo Villarese's. I got a Lorenzo Villarese sample set and ended up sending it to Smurfy Girly because it didn't have any of the ones I wanted. It's while I remember. Today, I got my Celine sample set. It's only taken, what's the date? It's only taken 2.5 weeks. Well, 2 weeks. Houdini got his last week. And Paroli got his yesterday. I got mine via UPS tonight. So there we are. So the Celine sample sets are coming tomorrow. I will do a video on the new Neela Vermeers. Not the new Neela Vermeers, the Fragments collection by Neela Vermeer. One of the Neela Vermeers has got a really nice cardamom in it. And I think it's Mohur. That's really nice. Synchronized retail therapy. Everyone got Celine, says Brody. 1986 Electrique is a nice cardamom. I love cardamom, says Aaron. I don't know any good cardamom forward scent. That note is quite nondescript and rather boring, just pleasant to me at least. It's, do you know what it is? Everybody used to say that the YSL, the one Jeremy went mad for, Lanaway de l'Homme, everybody used to say that was a really good cardamom, but I found that a bit like what you're saying. Just found it a bit watery and crap. A bit nondescript, yeah. So, yeah. For men, sticks are close for days and days. I have a jacket at this point will always smell of Giorgio. So if I decide to wear that jacket, I'm forced to make Giorgio my scent of the day. That's quite understandable. Where can you buy a Celine sample set? On the Celine website. I picked up Atman Zaman and I really like it. Nothing groundbreaking, but a nice tobacco, says Germs. Grief, everybody's got Celine, says Brody. Panda says, I got a full sample set from Celine last time I was in the shop after buying a wool cap. Black tie is the only one I own so far. Voyage de Hermes cardamom, says Brody. They could do a cardamom Hermes essence. Now Nigelle's getting her feet under the door. Under the floor, under the table. Jesus. Now Nigelle's getting her feet under the table. They could do a Hermes cardamom. I'd like to see somebody do a really proper cardamom fragrance. Cardamusk. Voyage equals declaration equals Eau de Hermes. All paths lead to Rudnitska. That can be said about a lot of perfumes. Because you've got to remember his two students, Jean-Claude Lehner and Pierre Bourdon, how many people have they influenced? Rudnitska is one of those people. He's like a tree, you know, and he's like the trunk of the tree and everybody else branches off from it. Certainly in his influence. Isn't Cardamusk by Hermes a cardamom? I think that's Nigel. And then I will look it up. Cardamusk. Nigel already did a Hermes essence. Oh no. X-Stray with Cardamusk. Isn't Cardamusk by Hermes a cardamom? How is that? Let me look up Cardamusk. I'll go on here. Cardamusk. Hermes Cardamusk. 20ml for £210. But what's the projection like? Let's see Paul Allen's projection. My God. People want a shit ton of money for this. £210 fucking pounds. Some bastard's got it for here. Rest in peace. Recommended retail price is 333 or 346, apparently. Good grief. Has it got a sprayer? Has it, fuck? It doesn't even have a sprayer. I can't be paying that. I need to smell that first. I'm not paying fucking £200 for 20ml. Not worth it. Greece Chanel has some cardamom, says RP Rentals. That reminds me, I was supposed to sample Burger Musk. I was about to mention cardamom, says Sandra. I've never smelled it. Quite pricey for 25ml. Yeah, it's a lot of money for not a lot of perfume. I just revisited Strangelove and they are having a laugh too with their price. Disgusting. I don't know if you saw the video though the other day, Aaron. I managed to get a tester of Melt My Heart for 1/3 the price, which is what I think it's worth considering the ingredients and the blending. But that was the only one I liked. I need to sell that sample set on eBay. I spent 100 and odd quid on that fucking sample set. I need to recoup some of that. I can't just be giving. Usually I just give me sample sets away to people. You know, you can ask various people. I usually give them away, but I can't be fucking. I can't do that. I need to get something back on that. You know what I mean? I've got the Ducitas. If anybody in Britain wants to try the Ducitas, I've got that sample set. Aaron, mate, I got a tester. 1/3 the price. It kind of speaks to what we were saying about before, doesn't it? About bottles not being the be-all and end-all. This one just had a generic plastic lid. It wasn't the full presentation. Didn't have a box. I've got 500 quid off. Ah, fucking hell. Fuck your cap. You know what I mean? Yeah, tell them where they can stick their fucking cap. If the cap's the reason that perfume's an extra 500 quid over what I paid for it, then I hope they know what they can do with their bloody caps. Turn it into a fucking Dutch cap for all I care. I wish I was in Britain now, says Aaron. Some days. Very much depends on the weather, mate. The political weather, the economic weather, the actual fucking weather. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And that is Britain. Anyone else test Jubilation 40? I've tested it twice and it just isn't for me. Missed the magic of the original. I'm waiting for Greggy Boy to get it. I did get in touch with Greggy Boy and said, is Fragrance Samples UK going to be stocking Jubilation 40? And he said, absolutely it is. And I said, then I will wait until you are stocked. Buy a sample off you, my lord. And he said, okay then. And he hasn't got it yet. I imagine he's waiting for it to turn up at discounters because he doesn't even want to fucking pay that. Panda, no Galaxolide and Jubilation 40. This is Duchamp. Friends, it is that time of the stream again. If you would like to like the stream, please feel at home. Do not let me stop you. I would appreciate it greatly. Thank you all very much. So, I just read a comment there. The Tsar Bomber was created by splitting a cardamom atom, says Manly Sense, the largest nuclear weapon ever popped. I just revisited Strangelove, sorry. Probably a traditional pure parfum, sits close to the skin, cardamom, I mean, says Dimitri. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm scared of. If I'm wearing a fucking perfume that costs £10 a mil, I want every fucker to smell it like. Do you know what I mean? I don't just want to be the only person who's aware of it. I'm not a classy older woman, you know. Dev, welcome. How's Dev? I've smelled Jubilation 40, says Divine. I tried it before. All the PR dickheads got their bottles. I think flanker-wise it's great, but performance is a complete disaster. I've heard that said, actually. Carter Musk is an oil, I think. Tried it in the Hermes concession in Manchester. Don't get why it was so expensive and forgot all about it till now. Upsetting. I will say Jubilation 40 not smelling like Jubilation 25 will be an issue for some. For me, I like the new product that is Jubilation 40, regardless of it not smelling that much like Jubilation 25. I rarely wear Jubilation 25. Pardon me. For me, it's like one of those perfumes like Dior Intense. It smells like you should be dressed up to the fucking nines wearing it. It smells like you should be like fucking wearing like a fuck. You should be wearing some form of like garb that in like your own oil. You know what I mean? Like you've got fucking oil. You should be wearing some sort of caftan. You know what I mean? You can't just be going around fucking wearing Jubilation 25 for no reason. Although you can literally go around wearing Jubilation 25 for no reason. If you want. It's just I wouldn't. I will say, sorry. I'm no performance chaser, but I agree it's almost immediately a skin scent. Epic 56 and Reflection 45 on Monsters. Jubilation 40 was the opposite. That is a shame. I agree on my skin. Jubilation 40 doesn't really perform as strong as I thought it would. However, everyone who got their free bottle claims otherwise. They would tell you, the men would tell you that they wore women's underwear if they were getting free bottles. The women would tell you that they weren't wearing any underwear at all. They would say anything to get their hands on fucking free bottles of perfume. So these people, influencers are not influencers, they are influenced. You know? Flavius Collage and Miguel Matos are new entries to these heavy-hitting, high-quality indie houses with normal prices, but they also have quite some misses. Transylvania is genuinely good, says Dimitris. All the influencers have got their Jubilation 40. Yes, I did put out a community post saying, please sample it first. Don't just buy that shit. Make sure you like it. Don't just buy it on the fucking recommendation of some fucking dickhead that got a free bottle. Why should you have to pay for it when they don't? You know what I mean? Are these people better than you? Are they better than me? Well, they might be better than me, but are they better than you? No, you know what I mean? Like, of course they think it's good. They got it for nothing. And not only that, most of them, it comes with money as well. They're advertisers. Influencer's just a new word for fucking sales associate. Bollocks. Enjoy the rest of the stream. I have to go now, and remember to like the vid, crowd. Welcome. Thank you, R&D. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Let's see what's going on. Where am I? Wearing the remnants of Sultan Pasha's Mellifluo. So basically nothing. I'm doing okay, Rich. I'm content with my purchase of Mitsuko. Ordered from All Beauty and will get here the 1st of Jan. Outrageous. To All Beauty send across Europe. Dev, your photo is a combination of Rasputin and Vladimir Solovyev. Makes so much sense to my nose about the Galaxolide and Jubilation 40. Always had a masked smell to me. Do Shandy not mention Solovyev, please? He is an awful human being, says Dev. I don't know who that is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Good evening, Nick S. How are you? You're wearing Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme in the height of winter. Influenced influencers that influence the masses. Jubilation 40 sucking performance-wise is the reason why I started looking for vintage Jubilation 25. Have you got all your perfumes from Black Friday yet, Divine? The worst influencer bland, well, there's a slip of the tongue. The worst influencer brand recently is Mind Games, the chess bottle ones. I've smelled all of them at the shop, and it's a $385 clone brand. Panda fragrance, I don't know, mate. Kayali looks ridiculous, but maybe I'm just not the audience. I find it quite funny how the influencers can't hide the shitty, unbalanced, camphoric nature of Jubilation 40. I want Eugene's 8 hours live stream. Oosh. I don't know how he does that. My voice is fucked after 2. I'm new, so I don't know this, but have you tried any Anthony Arman? Anthony Marman? No, I haven't, but I have been recommended them, Miss Greg. Mrs. Greg, Ms. Greg. Rachel Greg. And welcome, if you are new. Welcome. Please. Come on in. I haven't smelled any, not off the top of my head. I've been recommended them, though. I'm sure Jura Rose recommended them to us. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Plant fragrance, I was cringing when I saw the clips videos of people saying, I've always wanted to try this brand about Mind Games. Like, fuck off. No, you didn't. Exactly. I'm wearing Figo di Amalfi at home. That's the best place for it, unless you're on the Amalfi coast. I got all 7 of my releases. Yes, I just got Aquila Absoluta and Wulong Cha this Tuesday. I think I wasn't with you on that stream. Did I stream on Tuesday? Possibly. Still works well with the coumarin, tobacco, and cedar in the base, I think, says Nick. Have you tried Jubilation 25 from a snap cap? Rich Soloyev is a Russian political pundit and basically a mouthpiece for whatever Putin says goes. That's all I'll say because politics just suck. Yes, thank you. And we come here to get away from that shit. I'm not having this turn into some kind of fucking... I don't like the word safe space, but this is kind of like a fragrance space as much as possible. You know, politics are real, but it's just 2 hours every once in a while. I can just come here and have a nice shared interest with lots of different people. And it's fun. And find out some shit I didn't know. The Camphorous vibes of Jubilation 40 are fine in my opinion. They are there in the top and fade away. It's a cool twist, says Divine. What about me, Rich? Still not registered my presence. Who says that? I don't know you. Shut up, Boz. When you come into London, Doug, I'll show you stuff that would blow your mind and not in a sexual way too. Well, I'm disappointed. I don't know when I'm coming to London. It won't be this year, considering there's only three weeks left. So, pass. I gotta brag a bit. Got myself a bottle of Absolute Polar Swat, says to me Thrush. Nice. I've got a bottle of Absolute Polar Swat as well. There she blow. I thought about wearing that today. I just wanted something a bit more... I don't know. I just wanted to wear this a bit more instead, you know? A bit of the... what's it called? What is it called? The Mall Essence de Parfum. Yep. Nice escape from the drudgery, says Descent. Yes. Non-political opinion space. Yes. I got to brag a bit. And so you did. Carlos Charles, in love with Rourke. Are you buzzing? Are you enjoying it? It's actually selling really well, apparently. It's doing really well. You need some soda bicarbonate, Rich. You're too sour. Joking, of course. Ooh. How mean. At the end of the day, your impressions on Jubilation 40 will heavily depend on how you feel about the €455 price and the awful performance. Some will also be put off by the smaller roll of the Jubilation 25 tones. What's the farthest you've been from your home, says Pradeep? Crete, I want to say. Crete is probably the furthest. Knossos, I went there. I went to Santorini as well, which is absolutely incredible, but there's no way I could live on the rim of a fucking volcano, extinct or otherwise. Fuck that. And the price and performance are two aspects that most influencers can never properly emphasize because they get shit free and too often try to whitewash performance too. Yeah. The opinions of influencers are fucking useless, man. They're fucking useless. When you get something for free, you are the product. You know? If something is free, you are the product. Look at Facebook. Facebook is free. Why? Because they're harvesting your data. You are the product. They are selling you. So when an influencer gets a free bottle of perfume, it's you that they are buying. And you are bought. You know? All the better to just buy your own stuff. Make your own mind up and buy your stuff. You know? Listen to what other people say about the stuff they like and the stuff they dislike. And discover stuff for yourself. Sample. Try. Test. Before you buy. Don't just go out and fucking blind buy shit. How does the Absolute Paula Soir cologne compare to the EDP? Have I smelled the cologne? Have I smelled the cologne? I will have to pass on that one because I cannot, if I have smelled the cologne, I can't remember it. You know? I heard Rourke is very limited, so not sure how well it could actually do. Limited in what way? Like, there's only 500 bottles, if that's what you mean. There's not a lot of stock. Hope that video got people to try the brand I've been banging on about for ages, says DJ. Which, the Roberto Greco. To be fair, you have been going on about Roberto Greco for a long time, probably as long as I've known you, to be fair. Wallerez. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, apparently it's pronounced oh yeah. That's a good fragrance. It turns to horse. Big horse in the base. Big horse. Big Belgian horse. You know? I had a white wine that was uncannily resembling an ylang-ylang candle. Like scarily so. The perfumiest wine I've ever had. You can get strong smelling wines, to be fair. I have just bought the Celine sample set, says Galfar. Well done. Lady Whitesnake is out. Stefan Umberluca's latest saw it on Ramtin's Instagram. He fucking loves Stefan Umberluca. There's definitely some kind of crossover going on there. I'm not that fond of white wine, but it's harder to get drunk on it than red wine, which I've made up my mind. Lapidus Pour Homme is better than Koros, says Dev. Good grief. It just is, says Dev. I think Persiles said 500 bottles, yeah. No, that's how many bottles he makes. He only makes 500 bottles of everything he's got. It took 5 years for Wallerez. Oh yeah, to sell out. Your voice still had stock earlier today, says Divine. Somebody issues Dev's statement. Proddy, Cigar, if I come to Paris next March, see you on the first floor of the Eiffel Tower. There's a nice cafe, says Duchamp. Absolute Paula Soir. Cologne is a lighter, more polite version, not nearly as thick as the Eau de Parfum, as you would expect of me. Huh? I only drink wine with meals, says DJ. I don't drink wine at all. It makes us feel sick. It gives us a headache. Don't drink alcohol. Never understand why people wear clones. When's the last time you heard someone mention a vintage clone? Yeah, I don't understand why people wear clones. Just get the original. You know what I mean? Just don't. I just think they're bad. That's all. I don't like them. Right, not for me at all. Yeah, check the sample. It's 2nd of December 2022, says Divine. Well, I haven't heard of it before, says Boz. It's feminine, dries, animalic, floral with leather. Rich, have you sampled any Jovois fragrances? I like a few, but really enjoy private label, heavy leather. I have, and I wasn't a fan. Jovois did Incident Diplomatique, and Psychedelic did the not. I thought Psychedelic smelled very cheap. I haven't sampled them all. I don't know if I have sampled private label. Oh, it's a bit more bubblegum floral with tuberose. Ooh, I love a nice Chardonnay, says Nick. Wine is as fancy as you make it. Some wines are perfect for chippy food, says Dev. I wish they had a fragrance that smelled of Sauternes wine. Then I would buy my first gourmand. But yeah, Stefano Lucas is indeed sending out free shit again. I see Willie got Isra and Mirage earlier today. I don't know who Willie is. Rampton is a Stefan Humber Lucas shill, says Boz. Parfums de Molly Haltain is amazing, says Nick. The greatest ever. Chateau Lafite. You must be wealthy to know what Chardonnay tastes like, says Boz. DJ, yeah, I get it, but for me, wine is with most family dinners and some wine tastings. Clone business be booming industry that now. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely is. Clones, cheap, nasty, horrible stuff. Knocked up by cheap, nasty, horrible people. My boys can buy Chardonnay and Aldi, mate. Aldi's across Europe, boys. Doesn't have to be in the UK. Speaking of psychedelics, did you keep that bottle of the EDP Real Patchouli? No, fucking launched that into the sun. No, I actually sold it on eBay. It's full of shit. Not crazy about Haltane, it's okay. It's no good for greatness, says Divine, which is also horrible in my opinion. Paprika Brazil is a newer love of mine, and it's your fault, Duck, if I get a bottle after the 15ml. I really like Paprika Brazil. I really like it. Sebastian and his jerk off, says Duchamp. If you want to smell like a wealthy chic, then wear Haltane. It's gorgeous, says Nick. I would rather go with Jubilation 25 if I wanted to smell like a rich chic shake. Overture Woman by Emma Waters is a great boozy gourmandish fragrance, says Sandra. Next says Santal Royale by Guerlain, still the best oud rosewood combo. It's a crowded field. I'm not sure that it is, you know. Boo, says Nick. Joe Malone is garbage. Joe Malone is garbage, to be fair. That's shite. Nick Walker for me, it's Healy's Egowood, well, the western one anyway. Salt Pasha's Juraya and Turath are so good for rosewood, says Dev. Okay, on that note, I'm going to dehydrate. I will be back in a couple of minutes. I hope you will stick around and be entertained by Dev. Dev will keep you entertained. I'll be back. Fear not. Oof. Hello, I have returned to thee. How are ye? I am well. What is happening, my friends? Dev! Loads of people bailed. What happened? Okay, so let's have a look. How's the makeup, Dev, says Nick. I'm going to wear all on man tomorrow, says Nick. Golden Oud by Mise en Cere is probably my favourite Western Oud rose. I don't love that brand of perfume, but that's incredibly well done scent. I agree to a certain extent. Incident Diplomatique and Psychedelic are not for me either. 21 Conduit Street is a lovely rhubarb for the summer. I do have a sample of that lurking somewhere because I remember the name. It's an interesting name, that Conduit Street. You know? Very interesting. Only this year did I discover Jimmy Choo. Oh, it looks like I'm in charge of the entertaining. What feminine shivers have you got going lately? Seeing as I purchased Mitsuko for life. Girl on Derby, says Dimitris. Brian was loving Papillo, actually. Hello, Michael Harness. Divine says that's going to be his #1 release of 2023. What is going to be the #1 release of 2023? I'll be hung now, says Dimitris. DF40 is also a feminine shipper. Michael Harness says, how is everyone? Yes, how are you? How is everyone? How's Michael Harness? That sounds nice, Sandra, says Tripler. Best shooter belongs to YSL's Tuxedo, says Nick. Panda fragrance, I've heard Diaghilev is good, I just haven't had it. Need to add a bottle of Mitsuko, I might look for a vintage parfum. Expensive. Divine, I don't know about DF40, but Juby Woman sounds like a fab shooter. Diaghilev is one of many in that style he has that I adore, actually. Hello, Sir Duck, says Michael. Le Parfum de Thérèse, romantic shooter. Dev started looking about feminine sheepers. People bailed. Started talking about feminine sheepers and people bailed. Tim Wilcox, the modern Mitsuko is amazing as well. Saying this as someone who smelled the vintage. Divine, you can't blame me for trying. You got to talk about the things you love. People will know when you're not. Tuxedo is overrated. Makes me feel nauseous. I had to sell it after a week. I'm not a fan. I never wanted to buy it. I never even thought about buying it, to be honest. Stirring the pot. Fishing pole and fish, says Divine. Greetings from the USA. Welcome, Lipstick Bohemian. Ambra Prasho. Good fragrance. For Brian, Pure Distance Papillo. For me, I'm picking between Electimus, Aquila Absolute, and Crevelli's Oud Maracuya. Duchan, I'm not one for on taste. My friend actually really liked it, though. Boss is looking for his favourite house. And well, what's the best release of 2023? And please, not the Mall Elixir. So, there's a couple, is there not? I really like Nexon. I like Cologne Aficionale. Struggling to think of any others. My sort of thing's going to be pickups of the year. What perfumes I bought this year, what perfumes I got this year, not what came out this year, you know. Not that I asked about fucking modern fragrances, to be honest. Patchouli Noisette came out this year. Oh, Rock by Roberto Greco, that came out this year. really like Calandra, Amazon, and Y for women. I have my White Jackson guitar by my side, says Buzz. Golden as always, ya beaut. Prodipsicle, that's one of the most well-known as Cologne aficionados, says Dev. Yes. A fruity sheep, says Buzz. Where's the stopper for that Essence GPG? Is it a tester? No, I don't know where the little neck is, the little throaty bit. I don't like chokers anyway, but that bit just went by the wayside. It's not needed. Tuxedo made me nauseous too. I wonder what it is that caused that. I sold it pretty quickly, says Panda. A sheep wrapped in cashmere, that error made me ruffle. 6 days max to get some goodies, can't wait. Says DJ. DJ is counting down the days till he gets some new stuff. What are you gonna get? That stopper for Essence JPG is very unique. It might be lying around somewhere, I just don't know where. I liked Crop 2023 a lot too. Zerjoff Astral was cool. Killian Smoke and Hot was cool. I'd say Fragrance Du Bois AM was good. Rich, have you tried Mossy Bridges and Damba Wab Salute? You can guess the inspirations. I think they're located in the UK. No. No, and it's not the type of thing I would get involved with. I don't have Moss Bresh, but I do have Amber Absolute. I bought it off the very lovely Peter Kokorin. 2023 mostly sucked, so much trash. Designer imitation, Blanca's market saturation, says Divine. Yep. Patchouli croissant, says Dushan. I just assume Sultan released something this year and say that's the best release, says Dev. My favourite thing to come out this year was probably Guerlain Patine, as I loved Ideal Cologne, so a rerun of that made me happy. It's funny as those clones by Dan from the Les Odorants podcast. Yes, that's right. That is right, unlucky Dan. He has done a clone brand of like vintage and discontinued fragrances, which is probably the best reason for a clone brand's existence. There aren't many better excuses for a clone brand's existence, to be quite frankly honest. Because clone brands are shit, in my opinion. They're just shit. But if you're going to have one, it's probably a good idea to do clones of fragrances that no longer exist. Simple as, really. Mossy Bridges is really good. I hate clones, but if they give us something that no longer exists, yeah, it is. I think I've said that. I think I've said that before, quite a while ago. It'll be somewhere. I do not know, to be honest. For a moment, I thought it might be Ambergris. The only two fragrances I smelled that made me feel nauseous are Baccarat Rouge 540 and Tuxedo, and both contain ambergris. I can almost bet with my entire life, soul, and being there is not an atom of ambergris in either of those fragrances. There will be an ambergris substitute. There might be like a fucking some kind of crazy like clone molecule, but natural ambergris it won't be. Try Ambra Supreme by Les Indomptables. That's got real ambergris and a lot of it. And if that makes you feel sick, it's obviously that style of chemical, that style of smell that really you don't like. If not, it could just be like a synthetic. It could be some kind of synthetic fixative that's in there that you don't like, you know. And many perfumes contain them. Inside of Parfums, the guy behind Damber Web Salute is a cologne brand headed by Dan from Les Odorants, Rich. That's correct. Thank you. You saved me from breaking out the Barbara and hoovering the joints. Yes, Michael. Welcome, Michael. How do you get so posh and dull in Serbia, says Buzz. Buzz claiming he's been physically active. Unpopular contender for best of 2023, says Carl, is Ganymede Extra. I like it and I'm proud. He's out and proud. But yeah, Duchamp might be right with Desandre. Yes, Eugene released Desandre this year. I can't and won't consider that. Moosey Britches, says Tripler. Carl Anderson, hello brother. I don't have a scent of the day, but later in the evening I will wear an amber fragrance. Hopefully I won't be excommunicado. Not from here, you won't. Oh, Sandra's deleted a message. What would you like to say, Sandra? Ouch, Ganymede Extra is at my bottom 5 and I've smelled like 100 releases this year. Who would want to smell like dill, pickle and salt lamp? Salt lamp? During the winter trip that you get too. Why during winter? Ambra Supreme is gorgeous. It's one of the greatest aquatics of all time, says Dev. It is. I get blue fragrance vibes from it. There it is. Ambra Supreme. Yeah, I get very blue vibes from it. Like, I called it the best blue fragrance ever released. I had a feeling that Baccarat Rouge 540 and Tuxedo might not contain real ambergris. I tried Ambra Supreme and love it. Ambra Supreme has like 10% of the formula of Ambra Supreme is real ambergris. That is a lot. It could be some sort of synthetic, just evil perfume that is some kind of evil material that is offending your palate, Sandra. Ow. There it is. Blue like cool water. Blue as in aquatic. Pardon me. Amber Supreme is superb ambergris. Once you put that on skin, you'll never tolerate anything less that says it has ambergris. Girl Can't Help It by Journey. Last song I listened to this evening. Thanks for that, Buzz. Ambra Supreme is divine. Currently sold out at Saint-Celier, but I'm sure it'll be back in stock. It's on the list, says Tim. I do wonder whether we're going to get some reformulations or lack of stock from Les Indomptables. I do wonder about that, or whether there's going to be a price hike, and they're not cheap at the minute, you know. So Ambra Supreme is pretty great, says Zach. It is pretty great. Well, that's what Ganymede Extra smells like. Take the organic, the original's mineralic tones, dry LME, that smells like a salt lamp. Someone needs to keep an eye on you, Boz, a close eye, says Tripler. I know Swedish, I have watched Swedish TV for 30 years, says Boz. You're fit enough to chase a fatty, says Nick. I do not have the same taste as Divine then, says Carl. Wanted to try Nexon so bad this year, we'll be on the lookout. I have 3 bottles. Don't I, Pradeep? I do. Boz is broader. We all have to make compromises, says Nick. Yes, we do. Duck, you're so nice answering everyone's questions and not begging for super chats. No, I don't like to ask. It's there if you want it. And I set up the coffee account. Not against me will. I'm not going to say it was against me will, because if it was against me will, I wouldn't have done it. But I set up the coffee account because of much much clamour. There's people clamouring. People wished to donate. Bless them. They never thought that people would do such a thing or want to do such a thing. So it's there if you want it. If you don't want it, it is not a problem. Not even slightly a problem. I've watched Archie Luxury and other streams where they're constantly going on about super chats, and they try to make it part of the shtick. They try to make it part of the gimmick and part of the fun, but it's not really, if we're being honest. It's not really. It depends what your motivation is. My motivation is that I like talking talking to myself. I like talking to the chat. I love the chat. Between 8 and 10 is kind of this time at night. This is when I do me stream between 8 and 10. Is that kind of time of night where I'm at a loose end. I don't know what to do. It's too late to actually go and do anything, but it's too early to do nothing. You know, and it's that time is filled perfectly by the stream. That's why I stream so much. And I do it because I love it. And you will find a lot of people who stream a lot who stop streaming all of a sudden because they aren't getting what they want out of it, what they feel they deserve. And I enjoy it. You know, simple as that. That's the way the duck rolls. That is the way the duck rolls. No brand is exception to discontinuation. Even those who said they never would have, like Frederic Malle, Hermes, and Chanel. Yeah, Chanel will keep telling you. Chanel will tell you. Chanel will tell you they've never discontinued a fragrance, but they have. They just don't discontinue many fragrances. But Chanel have discontinued stuff before. They've also brought stuff back, discontinued and then brought stuff back, you know. Friends, once again, I will ask you to like the stream if you wouldn't mind. Please, s'il vous plaît. Don't let me stop you. I might actually enjoy Sultan Pasha's style over Tower. I tried L'Art du Desert Marocain and it didn't really move me. Well, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know? If you don't like it, you don't like it. I just think it's fucking, I love it, like. I really love it. They're fucking awesome perfume. To put Nexon and Rogue on the list might be cruel because they were so limited, but Rogue is up there, says Carl. Here's my current bottom 5. Killian, Blue Moon, Mask Mandela Oud, Thu, Hidden Shades, Ganymede Extra, Carmina. Those are the 5 worst fragrances this year. Carmina's awful. I tried Zora last night from Anna Fritz. Just an okay effort from the Geyser Schön. Classical is a buy though for me. Never forget Chanel discontinued Paul Monchot EDT in the US. If that can go, anything can, says Nick. Yes. Not my cup of tea, that, Archie, says Michael. No. It's a total gimmick. It's a total gimmick because that's not his real name and it's not like anything he does. I've watched some of his stuff in hope of trying to get like education about watches, but that's something I've found about a lot of watch channels. They discuss the market rather than discuss the hows and the whys and the wherefores, you know. Rich will stop when there comes more and more parfum. Damali lovers can't hack it. Well, they sold that business for $750 million. I would say that's pretty successful. You need a Rolex. A quality of wild. This floral sheep. Well, it's not that all helix is, Nick. A sheep that eats flowers. Where is out there in your list, Divine, says Carl. Welcome, Hubigant Ambras des Abyss. I have tried that fragrance, thanks to Pradeep. I counted out of the current 98 I've sampled out there is ranked 58th. It's just so white, I immediately went to all the highs, you know. Very heavy list. Will there be a video, maybe? So, a video from me will come in January where I discuss my top 10 pickups. So it won't be releases from 2023. It'll be my purchases from 2023. So subtly different. But there will be a video in January. And you're showing nice days kind of people. Wabi came because of Anuj. Anuj sending out presents all over the place. Him and Natalia both sent me presents last year. About this time last year. That was amazing. That was an amazing time. Anuj just sent Eugene presents. I don't know if you saw that video yesterday. Watch freaks are not my kind of peel, says Boz. If you're looking at Ambras des Abyss, then Ambras des Abyss is looking at you, says Dushan. Watch freak, because I've smelled a lot of dog shit this year. Here are some scent behind out there. Kajal Masa, Matiar, Vanilla Powder, Lark, Sidious, Unique's Mashumaru. Best pickup of 2023, says Galfar. You'll have to stay and watch the video. For me, Promise, says Galfar. I can't get to 10 with 2023 releases. No, I can't get to 10 with 2023 releases. That's exactly right. For me, is Royal Crown's Imperator. Galfar, my best pickup in 2023 is the vintage Bois d'Azil. There's one space in their collection for a Sego, says Nick. Dan maintains the connection to the watch community. That's his thing. Who's Dan? Isn't that the guy from Les Odorants? Duchenne got Bois d'Azil Extra this year. Fabulous, much heavier in the sandalwood and less florals. Thank God. There's too many florals. That's why I had to sell mine. I did also buy Derjoff's Tommy Ayomi earlier this year. That was a great purchase. Amawage's Enclave, great purchase. Best pickup in 2023 is 2 vintage Samsara EDT bottles. Says Dev. Nice. I got rid of my EDTs. I kept the EDP, which I fucking rarely ever wear. Oh, excuse me. You do, boss. I just haven't realised it yet. Smelly. Oh, right. What's your favourite formulation of Trussardi Womo 83? I find the newest one from the 2000s more interesting and dirtiest, but the first formula from the 80s is so well balanced and high quality. I actually got rid of mine. Didn't like it. I think I sold it to Ramsey. It's just it's had this tarry smoke that I didn't enjoy. There was something about it I didn't enjoy. Pleased to get excited by watches is not my kind of thing. It's yuppieism. You've always had horologists, people who are into watches and stuff, and you always will. So I don't know. The Samsara EDT is gorgeous, creamy floral, but not in a fracas way. The very definition of a yuppie is a watch lover. Says Boz, I want to try Zerjov's Tony Iommi. My best purchase sounds like it will be my first purchase of 2024. What's that? I have the vintage Samsung Alpha. If you want to try Zerjov's, I'd order a 4x2mm sample box for €25 plus €9 shipping directly from them. That will stack with any 10, 15, 20% sales they run. Balding Masculine stands out as one of my favourite pickups this year, says Triplet. What size did you get? I've got a couple of 25mm and a couple of 10mm now. So that's interesting. I haven't tried Samsara EDP, but I adore the original Parfum. The EDP is much nicer than the original EDP. The original EDP is much nicer than the EDT. The EDT is too floral. EDP is nice and thick and creamy. I prefer vintage Samsara EDT as the ylang ylang is toned down in it. Jeremy with his gold Rolexes, Boz. Did anybody see Jeremy and his brother are talking again? The guy did a video. He did a video a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully his brother can get a handle on him. Or maybe just find out what's going on. Oh, excuse me. I hope the guy... Seen a couple of Jeremy's videos in passing recently, and it's like, what happened there? Pain. Egoist concentrate, Stuart, yes. My favourite pickup might be Beaudejeu Private Blend 50ml plus 250ml. Smells like the man you want to become in life, says Cole. Yes, have you compared it to the signature version? It's so much better. It's surprisingly better. It's very, very, very shocking. Fellas, I get good old Givenchy Satis for your girls. You'll thank me later. I do like these Satis. It's really nice. Yes, I think the EDP is the original. Then the Parfum and EDT came out. It's either that or the Parfum and EDT came out simultaneously. Got a sample of Amber Aurea, my first true amber, going to be trying later today. Best pickup for me this year is a Scott. I pour on some of your bottle of Magnetism as you have it, Duck. I do have a couple of bottles of Magnetism. I've got a partial and I've got a full one. None of the versions of that one I've tried smell pretty much the same, says Nick. I think it's the latter which is really good since they all slap, says Dimitrish. Hello DMS. Scent of the day's Costume National, Scent Intense. Quickly becoming addicted, need electromagnetism for my job, says Duchan. Yes, I've compared them a lot. The private one is much better if you like some darkness. The signature is a lot more bright and less interesting. And it's got a dirty grade amber wood in it, which absolutely ruins it. Absolutely fucking ruins it. Oh, the lavender in this is amazing. It's exactly the same as the lavender they used in music for a while. The exact same lavender. And it's fucking gorgeous. You could just wear that by itself. Welcome, Bilbo. How are you? How you doing, mate? Sold my Magnetism. I couldn't beat it, says Dimitri. Bear it. I don't know, Parfum and EDP and EDT came out in 91. Didn't like the EDT as much for myself. Too creamy for a man. Bois de Turkey might be my favourite pickup this year. Thanks to the Duck, says James. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Bois de Turkey myself. Got a mini barley duck, which led me to a 75ml bottle. Bill Boy. Carl Anderson, I think the signature is nice if you're looking for a powdery lavender fougere. It's even somewhat soothing. I love it. It's not bad. I still own my signature line bottle. My nemesis just came in, says Buzz. Looking good, smelling good, but feel like crap, says Bilbo. Oh no, what's wrong? Hi, Rich. I'm going to put a sealed magnetism on eBay this weekend. What do you think would be a good scalper price? $250, $300. It could sell for that as well, you know. Some people fucking love that shit. Some people would pay that. Let's have a look. Magnetism scatter. Oh, they're all the fucking women's versions. Ooh, there's a men's one. 50ml for £225. Sealed. That is filth. £300 for an opened fucking hell. 100ml. I may have done you a disservice there. £950 for 100ml. The state of that. $1,190 for a sealed discard of magnetism. Somebody is having a fucking laugh. I would love to know what that eventually goes for. That is fucking batshit. I am telling everyone I know about that shit. That is bananas. I send these to people sometimes, you know, and the fucking messages back and they're like, oh, I'm obviously not going to pay that for it. And I'm like, no, that's not why I sent you it, mate. I sent you so you could point and laugh. Jesus. That is an utterly filthy price. I wish I hadn't checked now. It's ruined my evening. Dear me. Which other Xerxes to try? I have Alexandria 2 and More Than Words. I will let the chat help you. Divine will probably be able to help you with that. Man, I'm not big on the brand, like many would say I'm dead ass no cap. Will you part with fucking $250? Like Manny would say I'm dead ass no cap. Will you part with for $250? Manny, I love the way Manny talks. It's a shame he doesn't make as many videos as he used to. It's a shame. It is, because he's a proper OG and he's a proper character and he's a good lad. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. I know, but you were joking me on that channel. I know which one still. I'm happy to draw a line over it. It says Boz. I think I'm going to upload my collection to perfume and use it as an opportunity to purge and sell, says Tripler. The soup's good. And then you're telling me not to pay $700 for the vintage Juby. I am telling you to pay that. I'm certainly telling you not to pay the fucking... Not to pay that fucking $1,200 for a magnetism. That's insane. Nobody's going to buy that. Depends how much, if you want to sell them or not. Think I'm gonna... Oh, sorry. That was sold. I remember Ramsey saying the same. I wonder if they sell, says KM. I can get 200ml of vintage Jubilation 25 for a vintage escapism, says Divine. Gonna go open my grandma's closet. Be right back. Fuck's sake, is it even at least better than the original, says Nick. I used to pay alimony, mate. I have 200ml of Davidoff's Good Life in good bottles. Let's scalp, says Dimitrish. Whatever it is, just glad it's over. Bilbo, says Buzz. Scarlet Magnetism sounds like a serious cheapy. 4 figures for that is insane. It wasn't cheapy, it was cheap as chips. I remember when that shit was going for fucking 40 and 50 when they fucking got rid of all that men's fragrances. 60, 70. Just before they did. It's like the vintage D squareds, man. It's crazy. $1,200 American dollars for 100 mils sealed of Escada Magnetism is utterly perverse. If you buy that, you belong on some sort of fucking register. And you should have to report to a police station at least once a week. Escada Magnetism sounds like a serious shit. I should have swapped Magnetism for Patou Pour Homme. Fucking Patou Pour Homme doesn't go for that kind of money. Dear me. Finally got Sartorial. I'm not sure how it's evaded me all the years, but glad to finally have it. Beautiful juice. It really is. I love it. Like. See you later, boss. I can help you. I would recommend Starlight, Tommy Aomi, Astadal, and Torino 21, says Divine. Pico Valladama is good, but it's very expensive. They're all very expensive, all the fucking Zerjoffs. They're overpriced. Tat. Overpriced tat. Sartorial is fantastic for autumn and winter, says Nick. Number 5 on steroids, which is not as polished, but has a certain charm. Pep, welcome. How is Pep? If we need Lanvins Arpège, I think I've bought that. I think I had that. I had Arpège Pour Homme. Sold it. It was nice, but it wasn't so good that I wouldn't. I would rather have the money for it. The Escada hype is out of control. That's why, says Nick. Pep, you just missed Boz. Oncle Indigro still hasn't hit discounters. It's driving me mad, says Carl. I will almost certainly buy a bottle of that, smell it, and then give it to Richie G when it hits discounters. Magnetism isn't even good. Smells like you spilled fucking cola on yourself. Dushan, well, in need is a stretch. I wouldn't get a bottle of Arpège in the next decade at least. Very well, thanks, Rich. Hope you're great. I am. I'm in a good place. Escada Magnetism sealed 35 on eBay. Yeah, but that's the women's version, mate. That's the women's version. You want the men's version. The men's version is considerably more money. What did I miss, Bilbo, says Pep. How are the new bottles of Jules? I heard you can still buy it in Dior boutiques. I hated it. It smelled like vodka on breath. That's what it smelled like. It smelled like vodka breath. I had this kind of weird, not boozy, because there's nothing boozy or sweet about vodka, but it's kind of almost a stringent halitosis thing. Weird. Green. How are the new bottles of Jules? Oh, sorry, Dushan, you're more than welcome to send me a bottle of Arpège for free if you're confident. Speaking of, is the modern Arpège EDP still good? I take it you are talking about... I take it you've been talking about... I've totally lost my place in my head. I've been curious about Jules Rich. So it's different than the vintage. Entirely different. Massively different perfume. I've got the vintage back there. The modern one I had... Oh, no. Sorry about that. I've got the vintage one and it's back there. I've got a couple of vintages. Let's see if I can't get it out. There's my Tobacco Rouge, my local tobacco that I wear. Here is one of my oud fragrances, which I never wear, Montreat, which I should because it's beautiful. Maybe a little too beautiful. Mon numero 10, which is fabulous. And then, this is a dark green kind of fragrance, of which I cannot get a hold of. Fuck's sake. There we go. Jules. It is green. It is musky. It is dark. It is the early 1980s all over again. The modern one has this kind of astringent green, like, what's that alcohol you use for cleaning? You know how you can clean things with vodka? Like, it's got that kind of alcohol on drunk man's breath kind of vibe for me. Whereas this is got a lovely leather note in it. A lovely musky kind of Calvin by Calvin kind of vibe. Isopropyl, that's the one. It's got an isopropyl kind of thing. These two perfumes, the Calvin is much more spicy. The Jules is a bit more green and a bit more mossy and earthy. Which, I mean, Lanvin's Arpège EDP, yes, but there's a Lanvin Arpège Pour Homme. There is a Lanvin Arpège Pour Homme, mate. And it's good. It's nice. It's just not perfect. It's just not. You can get a lot better fragrances. You can get a lot better things that do the same. You know? Galbanum, fur. The original was so much better. I think it was made by Jean Martel, do I want to say? Was it made by Jean Martel? It's a lot more kind of, it's got that kind of, that one's got more of a carnation. Sandalwood, oak moss, leather, musk. Whereas the newer one's a lot more like astringent. Go and smell it. See if you can get a sample or a decant off someone. But I remember the first time I smelled it and I was like, what is this? Mon numero 10 is really good. This is the kind of thing. This is like, to me, this smells like a really good modern designer fragrance. This is what modern designers should be aspiring to make. Paulo Gomez said it's good, but I'm still looking for more takes. I'm going to start a channel just to hype stuff off I want to sell, says Germs. It's not a bad shout. Vintage Cosmere EDP is what I sampled, says Nick. What of? Germs, that's called insider trading. Buy what you love and buy junk like that's hyped to resell and make some money back. Did a spritz of Rogers Elysium 0 Intense on my hand, thinking where to rank it, poor performance, poor price, not enough change relative to the Blue Glass Parfum Cologne, in my opinion. I say, well, I won't be hunting for an Escada for men, no. What about Idole de Lubin EDT? Worth the effort, cost to hunt down? Anyone have opinions? Vintage Calvin is rancid. Definitely have to make a negative review on that one. Same with Halston Z14. Dev. I did advise Dev to make some negative reviews, though. If you don't like something, you don't like it. You know what I mean? Oh. Pep, are you a fan of Egoist? I think you are, off the top of my head. Ooh. Because if you are, have you ever smelled this? I don't know if you can make that out. That is the Cologne concentrate. Oof. Welcome, Stephen Tampton. Did you get that letter I sent you yet? I don't know if you've smelled this, Pep. This is Egoist Cologne Concentrate. It is glorious. It is absolutely amazing. It's like vintage Egoist, but more. You know, there's just more. It's just thicker and denser and just richer. Oh my God, what am I doing? There we go. There we go. Which is a discontinued Chanel, Tim, exactly. Exactly, after Chanel saying that they never discontinue anything. Chanel will probably bring that back as a leather exclusive. I think they'd have to get rid of the original first to do that, you would think. I don't know if they can use that volume of rose anymore. I don't know, because there's a lot of rose in that perfume. Like a rosy rose, like a woody sandalwood, rich. It's almost got, in the best possible way, that kind of cola kind of thing. You know, that kind of, it's got a little bit of this natural sweetness without being like saccharine, without being sucrose, without being fake, without being refined. You know, it keeps that natural flowing thing. You know, I've used the word flowing there. Like Eugene will have just perked up. You will have just heard my voice saying flowing, but it does. That's what it smells like. It smells seamless. It's beautiful. It's one of Polish's very best, I think. Also, have you smelled Bois Noir, Pep? Because I have. But its current iteration of Egoist good enough? I have got lots of vintage Egoist. To that end, I gave my bottle. Did I sell my bottle of Egoist? I think I gave it away to Richie G, but I might be wrong. I don't have it anymore. I've been using my cologne concentrate of Egoist. But I've got vintage. I have multiple Egoist vintages. But I also loved my 2016, 17, 15 bottle around that sort of time. I really enjoyed it. I just thought the vintage one's just richer. There's just a bit more. It smells the same, but the vintage one's just that bit more, that bit extra. You know. Which one is that L'artisan bottle? Mon numero 10. I just assume the Intensive Elysium is not as good as the OJ, but I've yet to try it. Mon numero 10 is heavy and good. I don't think it's heavy, but it goes like stink. It's absolutely, the performance on it's outrageous. Shows projects like a beast on me. My 2 minis will probably last me a lifetime, says Nick. Yeah, I've got a couple of minis as well. Arpège, Rich. I'm telling you, Arpège pour homme. On va Arpège pour homme. There. I had a bottle of that and I sold it. Arpège pour homme. It was just a little bit. I thought it was nice. I thought it was good. And it was made by the late Olivier Pachot. And it was creamy. It was like lavender and iris and vanilla. Tonka. Sandalwood. But Eau Intense, in my opinion, is blue glass, PC plus bitter realistic rhubarb, but the core scent is so driven by the parfum cologne DNA that the rhubarb change feels too small. I think Sense of South Jersey like the New Jour. I think a lot of people like the New Jour. Richie G loved it. But I got. Do you know that? Do you know the feeling I got from it? I got the feeling of sitting on an adult's knee when you're a kid and you know they've been drinking, and it makes you feel slightly uncomfortable. and they're like, hello, how are you doing? You know, like being nice or being different. Something's like, you know, you just sense that when you're a kid, like something isn't as it was or isn't as it should be. And it used to make me feel like that just got that from Jules. And it's not because it smells like the vintage, because I think it's got very little in common with the vintage. A friend of me asked me if I wore Jules, but no, I had Jean-Franco Ferret for men, 2007. Curious where the comparison is coming from. I think Micheloft's Gin and Tonic was Gin and Tonic. Was better fresh scent released this year. I love Egoist. That vintage Jules is definitely on my wish list, says Steph's. No, I haven't, but everybody raves about it, which is a discontinued Chanel. Nothing come through yet. Cheers for sending through, though. Chanel will probably bring that back as a less exclusive. They probably will, but they shouldn't. No, only ever smelled regular Egoist. My Egoist is 2015 bottle, and I love it. Chanel about stuff that cost a shit ton of money and can't get, love it. Do show my Sevilla Aube. Sevilla Aube is the newer bottles and smells as good as the older one. Saw a bottle of that go for silly money the other day. My dad actually said he prefers later formulations of Narcisse over him, and that the Anouge vintages he bought were too rough and edgy. That's really interesting. That happens. They do. They do the same thing with stuff like Koros. Like, if I've got a bottle of every formulation of Koros. My favourite one, personally, is probably the Parfums Core, but the Charles of the Ritz is the original, and it's what YSL signed off, it's what Pierre Bourdon signed off, right, and it's what projected the perfume into the madness, the masses, you know? So I think every time a perfume's reformulated, it's not the same perfume as it was before. It's like organic farming, right? It's got to be completely organic. One single thing that isn't organic means it's not organic farming anymore. One single change to the perfume formula, it is not the same perfume anymore. Now, the fact that they repackage and they don't repackage and they go for the same vibe and everything like that, that's fine. I get it. I'm not going to be so dogmatic and so like twisty and arsey about something as to be like, no, it's not like, I'm not describing this very well. But what I will say is that's one of the reasons I love the vintages of things, because it's the original product that everybody involved at that much, like a time capsule, you know, it is unchanged. It is the thing, you know, and then after that, you don't know who signs off. You know, it's just they have to stay in regulatory alignment, so it's not. That's why I like perfume houses that have an in-house perfumer, so they can redo their own work. Look at the Chanel reformulations over the years. Look at the Prada reformulations until recently, because Prada switched its licensing agreement from Puig to L'Oreal, and L'Oreal destroy everything they touch. L'Oreal are bad for perfumes. Which I meant Lanvins or Pej EDP for women. Okay, I know I was talking about the EDT though. Jacob says the recent batches of Egoist is more smoky. I like it a lot, but I yet to get my hands on the vintage and Cologne concentrate. Did you not speak to the man? He's come back to Europe. Just keep in touch with him, mate. He's really good. Devil loves sandalwood and Bois d'Azil, says Duchamp. Belanvin is Monsieur Lanvin. Oh, what a barbershop powder. I'm not big on powdery scents. Thought about trying that arpege pour on, but talk of sweetness put me off. Hate sweet stuff nowadays. It's not so sweet that it's like juvenile. You know, a lot of sweet stuff is juvenile. Because of the evocation of sweeties and like candy and little kids going like crazy and with their little faces looking at you. It's got that kind of thing, but arpeggios is sweet in a different way. The thing about vintages, Rich, is that they do change. Well, they do change. You're right. Molecules deteriorate and evaporate. A vintage perfume is not the same as the perfume as it was back then. No, I accept that. I accept that. Nothing is free of the ravages of time. But that doesn't mean that the modern are better. If anything, I think it makes the enjoyment of the vintages even more. They've aged, they've got character. You know? They've got experience. They've seen shit. I've got perfumes which are considerably older than me. And I do sit and wonder about what they were doing at certain moments in history. I realise that's an absolutely ridiculous thing to say, but I do. The thing about Jean-Claude Elena constantly tweaked his perfumes over the years. I can't imagine calling them a different perfume. Terre de Hermes, for example. No, you don't have to. I was just sort of saying what I think. So I said, to me, that's what that is. When they change a perfume from what it originally was, from that original release, you mean who was wearing them? Not just who was wearing them, because some of them are still sealed and stuff like that. I just imagine where they were, what they were doing at the time, you know? Good night, Tim. I hope all is well. Yeah, it is a time capsule, but it's not shielded from time. I totally agree. Rich, how many bottles of Mon Numero 10 do you have? Just the one, just that little 30ml. When you mentioned sweet or what they've done with Fougère Royale, I got a lot of candy floss, ethyl maltol in the beginning. Yes, it's a shame when they do that. That's one of the things I don't like when they do reformulations, is that they cheapen it a lot of the times, you know? And they trade off the previous good character of a fragrance, which is a shame. I have often said that you will love a perfume that you smelled. You will love a formulation, whichever formulation you smelled first. You know? If there's a formulation you smelled first, that's probably the one you're going to love the most. That happens for a lot of people. It doesn't make the modern formulation better, Rich, but I don't think it makes them necessarily worse. No, not necessarily, no. Fougère Royale is bad now, says Duchamp. You mean it was wearing a good night? Thank you. Not bad, it's good, but I find it funny how seemingly it was the first abstract perfume, says Dimitrish. I really love Fougère Royale. Sultan Pasha has a vintage bottle of it. What? An original bottle? I can't imagine that's held up very well, but maybe I'm wrong. Ridic. What am I doing? What am I doing? I need to empty the bin. I need to check on these. Ooh, I'm off. Thank you, Dimitrij. See you again soon. Time for the dessert, Rich. What's the perfume whose texture you enjoy the most? Oof. Oof. I really like Macassar, actually. I don't know if it's the one I enjoy the most, but I do actually really love Macassar. Rose de Jamal, Amber Sultan, Meurodont. What's your earliest bottle? My oldest bottle, I've got a bottle of, oh my Jesus, what have I got? What's my earliest bottle? I've got stuff from the 60s. I think that's probably the earliest bottle I've got. I've got something from the 70s that I can think of. Excuse me. I've got a vetiver from the 70s, I think. Rich, have you found that your taste and fragrances have changed over time? Yes. Yes, of course. There are some that have stayed the same. There are some that have increased, and there are some that have changed. Completely changed. You know? Totally gone off some things. Is Dior en Parfum any good, says Joe Nathan? Not for me. Don't understand it. Sold my vintage bottle to Peter Corcoran at less than cost. Or cost, I can't remember. Just not for me. I think it's just that big fat leather plonked over the top of it just spoils it. Sorry, Dimitri says the modern Fougère Royale has been reformulated already. I hope not. My oldest bottles off my coaties from the 50s, says Nick. Fosco, welcome mate, how are you? Melt My Heart, congratulations on the Melt My Heart special sauce, thank you very much. An absolute bargain, and there is nothing better than a bargain, even though it was an expensive bargain. What a fragrance. I'm loving that at the minute. That'll be in my top 10 best purchases of 2023. Or acquisitions, I should say. What a perfume that is, my lord. Absolutely love it. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I've got about 125 ml of it now, and that should last. That should last. Should last. Whether it actually does last or not, it's another matter. You know. I don't know, I haven't worn very much yet. Congrats on Melt My Heart. Duchamp, sorry, was Dimitri saying the modern Fougère Royale has been reformulated already? I hope not. I'm panicking over here, Duchamp. I only have 2 bottles, says Trickler. I find myself warming up more to modern perfumes as time goes on. I find myself warming up to more modern perfumes. You've just got to find them. They are out there, you know. They are out there. Don't worry. That's what the First Impression series is about. Have you tried the new Diptyque Orpheon? That is not quite so new. But yes, I have tried it. I wasn't a big fan. I like L'Eau Papier. L'Eau Papier is a nice fragrance, but it's not groundbreaking. It's not life-changing. And it's not something I'm going to spend the money on. Rich, go to the Goose with Melt My Heart and Some Nice Lady. Fragrance Enthusiast says, have you tried the new Diptyque Orpheon? Is the Fougère Royale Extra any good? Not for 3 times the price. Not for 3 times the price. Not in my opinion, no. Okay, friends. That is it. I'm absolutely busting to go to the bathroom again, so I will say goodnight. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for commenting and liking. Thank you for coming by and keeping me company. I appreciate it greatly, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.